So I'm happy to be here with all of you tonight. This is a very special night after 3 years of not getting together, and I just think the evening is absolutely wonderful. That pandemic challenged all of us in many ways that we never thought imaginable. As Chris mentioned earlier, one of the great things about tonight is we're getting to reconnect and see each other and talk about how we did it and how we got through it. But most importantly, we are honoring our new inductees tonight. So in 2019, we missed seeing David Podmore here because he had an unfortunate challenge at the time. And in 2020, we had to postpone the induction of Chief Clarence Louie, Gordon Diamond, Aaron Stevens, and Ratna Stevens. However, we did manage to actually hold a virtual event for those people, but we all have to agree it's just not the same. It's much better being together and enjoying the energy in the room. So let's take some time now to reacquaint ourselves with these 5 outstanding individuals and recognize them for their achievement.
Very quickly, he proved that he is a very consummate industry member. He won his spurs quickly.
I just feel that, I've always wanted to give back. Had a lot of fun, lots of experiences, and, I think I've looked at my career as an opportunity to give back.
One of those opportunities was ensuring the Convention Centre West would be ready in time for the 2010 Olympics.
Gord Campbell asked me if I would get involved. It was one of the more interesting things I've ever done, coming in halfway through, putting a budget together for a building that's halfway under construction, and there had no contract had been let. And so I asked Gord for 120 days. I said, I need 120 days. I asked he and Carol Taylor, who was Minister of Finance. I said, you give me the 120 days, I'll come back with a budget, I'll have a contract with the contractor, and then you'll have to support me in terms of the budget allocation.
Being the guy the Premier taps on the shoulder to help out is a sign of respect that is earned through a lifetime of extraordinary achievement.
Out of the blue one day, I get a phone call, and it was Jack. And he says, hello, he says, you were supposed to call me.
Oh yeah. Well, that call turned into a partnership that transformed David's life and the lives of thousands of people. Thousands of people who work for Concert Properties and thousands of families in need of housing.
We've built about 16,000 homes, and we work in British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Ontario.
He's not only built a great housing company, but he's also contributed to our city and our province.
David Podmore, you built and we benefited.
When I started the first vegetarian restaurant in Canada in 1967, and then that was followed in 1971 by Lifestream, people thought we were crazy.
Yes, they did.
They started Nature's Path with $7.
I borrowed $1,500. With that money, I went and bought the assets of a failed restaurant. Some days we'd only have 2 or 3 customers. One day, James Barber did this amazing write-up on the restaurant, which he loved. Thereafter, the place was jammed. It was packed every night.
While Ratna was running the restaurant, Aaron set his sights upon the path of the infinite. Nature's path, to be exact. He was certain it was a good path.
And thus, Nature's Path was born. And it started with a line of sprouted organic breads, and later on we launched the first certified organic breakfast cereal in North America. And we opened North America's first certified organic breakfast cereal plant. Within a few years, we became the #1 brand of organic foods.
Today, Nature's Path is not only the #1 brand of organic foods, it is the only major brand in North America. Aaron says it's in thanks to a very simple philosophy.
It was a value system. We believed in organic, chemical-free food, which is good for people and for our planet.
An attitude and philosophy that informs Nature's Path culture. The goal within the company is to also enrich the lives of the people who earn their living working with the Stevens.
We have had people who have worked with us 21 years, 25 years. And we have also retired them.
Aaron and Ratna, you not only built a successful business, you also established the organic foods market. You built, and we benefited.
Economic development is the basis of any society that's independent. You have to be an independent. In order to be an independent person, you have to have a full-time job and make decent income, or else you're not independent. So in order for a band to be independent, they have to have economic development, just like a city does or a country does.
I think with him, it's more of creating opportunities for Osoyoos Indian Band members, whether it's in all vast different areas. Because before, a lot of community members back in like the 50s, 60s, they actually had to travel to different communities or travel down to the United States to find employment. Now here, looking in 2020, if you want to grow up to be an accountant or a CFO, you have that ability to. If you want to drive $1 million race car, it's within your community. It's 5 minutes from your home. So creating those kind of unique opportunities in itself gives such a vast idea for employment for our members in our population base.
He's got as close to the right approach as anybody's going to get of bringing people together in true partnership. And when he does a deal, and why he's been successful all this deal, he really understands the business.
The band has 460 members and employs more than 700 people.
I always say the band scorecard should be the number of jobs it creates, those wages in those jobs, that they be a decent salary or a decent hourly wage, and that the amount of money the band brings in, and that money is put towards opportunities.
And that is why Clarence and Council at the Osoyoos Indian Band focus so much on generating opportunities that make a difference to the members of their band.
The Osoyoos Indian Band dollar goes into 50 different programs. That dollar is broken up 50, 60 different ways.
Chief Clarence Louie, you and the Osoyoos Indian Band Council have created an exceptional economic model, one where your members, the region, and the province have benefited.
My father wanted to sell the company in 1978. We were a good, solid company, and we were having tough competition. I said, I don't want to sell a company. It's the greatest decision I ever made in my life.
It was. Gordon quickly revamped the company, hired a new team, and set out to take control of the aroma-rich sector in Western Canada.
He's taken a waste product that would have been causing us all kinds of problems if he wasn't rendering it down.
Yeah, it was a smelly industry, but we'll spend millions of dollars to allow that you can live next door.
And they're living next door to West Coast Production throughout Western Canada.
We have locations in Nanaimo, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Lethbridge, and Saskatoon.
And people, good people, is what Gordon attributes to the company's success.
So when we started in 1964, West Coast started with 15 people.
Then, over the next 57 years, it grew and grew and grew. Today, West Coast employs more than 400 people.
We're the largest independent recycler of animal byproducts in Western Canada.
While West Coast was in Gordon's core field of vision, he was also keeping an eye on the real estate market.
Gordon first got involved in real estate in 1965. He bought a small apartment building, and really that's where it began. And from there, every few years, he would set about investing in something else because he believed, once again, in the future of Vancouver and the Lower Mainland.
Those constant investments grew to become Gordon's real estate company, Ostaville Properties.
Ostaville's very diversified now. We build apartment buildings, industrial buildings. We'll look after office, retail, farms, and manufactured home parks.
Gordon Diamond, you saw opportunities others didn't, and when you realized them, we all benefited.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Chief Clarence Louie, David Podmore, Aran Stevens, and Ratna Stevens. Unfortunately, Gordon Diamond could not be joining us this evening.